One particular time that really comes to mind is when Daniel and I were living in Stephenville. We didn't have children yet, although I really wanted children. We didn't have any yet, and I was just working part-time, so I had an extra bit of time on my hands. Unborn life and young life has always been a raging passion in my heart. So I was very excited when the Lord started prompting me to go and volunteer some of my free time at the Pregnancy Care Center there in Stephenville. I went through a fairly thorough application process with the volunteers coordinator there. She looked at my education, at my background, at my weaknesses, and at my strengths. And I went through training, and then the volunteer coordinator told me where she wanted to place me. And she wanted to pair me up with two very young, expectant mothers. And they were going to be going through a parenting class. And I was going to be the teacher. I kept reminding her over and over again that I don't have children, I don't have children, I don't have children. And she assured me that I would be provided with the curriculum and I would be servicing as a communication link. I was going to be teaching the material and researching and presenting it to them. From the very beginning, I was very transparent with the girls. When we started out, I said, I'm here servicing as your teacher, and quite frankly, I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you, congratulations, you signed up for a class where you will be learning about parenting from a childless teacher. And what was amazing to me is how gracious the girls were, and they received me really well, and they received the content, the teaching content really well as well. I realized somewhere along the way that the girls really didn't care that much about my credentials. They just needed somebody to support and empower them as they continued to choose life every day for their babies. I think a lot of times people that are hurting, they don't care about our bag of tricks and about our backgrounds and our awards. They don't care about any of that. What they care about is someone who believes in them and someone who will help them take baby steps toward Jesus and towards a fruitful life. I had the privilege of serving these girls during this season of life, yes. But what continues to amaze me today is that now, years later, the Lord is still lavishing blessing on me from that experience, in that I had no idea how much all of that research that I did would come back to bless me and to equip me as I raise my own sweet children. Romans 8 promises us that the Spirit will help us in our weaknesses. And Philippians tells us that we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. I think sometimes the first act of obedience, the first step of faith, is the one that's the most intimidating. And I really like being reminded that all I have to do is obey and God will do the rest. 2 Corinthians 12:19 says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest on me." I'm Katie Decker, and this is my story of God's power in my weakness.